Hi everyone, it's Rax. Today was a big day. Today was the big Season 1 announcement. And today I'm going to go over everything with you and give you my thoughts on it. Before we jump into Season 1, let me tell you something real quick. 1.04 patch was just released. It's mostly just bug fixes. They made some changes to barbarians. And it sounds like some of it's going to be nerfs, and you're supposed to be able to press cooldowns without interrupting your whirlwind, which is a good thing in one way and a bad thing in another way, because I think it might nerf Gores, but Gore sucks anyways. Anyway, the two things I want to point out to you about the patch that hit today are held tide chests can now drop unique items. So this is actually extremely important, because let's pretend that you're a druid and you want to target farm a Tempest Roar. Well, you watch my held tide video, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go out there and get all the mystery chests and gather all the loot, right? Well, now, if you don't have a Tempest Roar, you can just keep opening the Helm chest, and it's cheaper. You can open a lot of them, and your chances of getting a Tempest Roar now are significantly higher. It gives you a way to target farm. And then the other thing is the cap for crafting materials has increased. I think this actually got messed up. I think it went from 9999 to 99999. So I think they missed a 9 there. But that's the patch that hit today. All right, let's go to Season 1. So Season 1 has a mega patch coming out on the 18th. A lot of people were thinking that the little bug fix patch that came out today is the Season 1 patch. It isn't. It comes out on July 18th. Now, the patch that's going to come out for the seasons is going to be on both the Eternal Realm and the season. So on the 18th, everybody will be able to play, and then the season mechanics will start on the 20th. If you're new to the idea of seasons, everything is going to be wiped. You lose everything. There are only there are 3 things that you can keep, and for this we're going to have to go to paint here because there's a lot of confusion. You only keep 3 things when you make a new seasonal character. 1, if you beat the campaign, you can skip the campaign in the season. Okay. The second thing is you get your Altars of Lilith plus the renown of whatever you found. Remember, it's separate on hardcore and softcore. So if you go find all of these right now, you're going to get the renown for it as well, and if you beat the campaign. And the final thing is the map. Now, they announced something which is going to make a lot of people mad. I'm just the messenger. When the patch of the 18th hits, and it allows you to have the Altars of Lilith and the map and the campaign on everything, on all your different characters, Blizzard is going to need you to log in on whatever character is the furthest along. It doesn't matter what order you do it in. You could log on a baby character that has nothing, and later on log in for 1 second on the character that has everything, and it will spread around and it will carry over into Season 1. Yes, it's too bad that they couldn't figure out a way to code it where it knows everybody's furthest character or whatever. They asked. Anytime after the 18th. It could even be after the season start. You don't have like a 2-day window. If you log into Season 1, you go, where's my map and my altars? Log over to your farthest character. It will transfer over, and then you'll have it. So you need to log in. So these are 3 things that you could be doing right now to prepare for Season 1 and for that mega patch, which they said the previous patch that we got was like 13 pages long, but most of it was bug fixes. They said this is going to have tremendous balancing changes, and it's going to be even bigger. So this is where we're going to see, is Bone Spear going to survive? Is Rampaging Werebeast going to survive? Are they going to buff Barbs in the endgame? Are they going to help sorcerers? What are they going to do with the Bursting Venoms rogue? We'll have to see. So in the new season, they said that we're going to get 6 new unique items and 7 legendary aspects. You're going to see we're also going to get like 32, I'm going to call them legendary gems. Not like Diablo Immortal, not the pay-to-win kind. I'm going to be honest with you. If this is like the total number, I thought this was kind of low. I thought we would get more. This is essentially 1 unique item and 1.5 legendary aspects per class. How many builds is that going to enable? Not really sure, but maybe with the legendary gems, the Malignant thingy-mabobs, maybe it will help. knee-jerk reaction, I was actually expecting more than this, but maybe that's just an unrealistic expectation for me. And the season starts on July 20th. Okay, so we're gonna be helping Kyrie Irving this season. There's gonna be malignant monsters, and you kill them, and then they're gonna drop these little, legendary gems, malignant hearts, and you can socket them into your jewelry. And then there's going to be a big boss at the end that we are going to go after. There he or she is. There it is. We're going to go for that. So these powers, Blizzard has stated they are extremely strong. They're like game breaking. They're essentially telling you they're going to make a huge difference in your builds. Let me show you a screenshot of one of them. Let me zoom in here. And the Malignant pack, you can see that it's only level 2. You get higher level ones later on, and they have a certain color to it. But for example, you might gain 22% attack speed. 22% attack speed is almost as much attack speed as you can get like on all of your stats combined. But this is the really sick one. Core and basic skills. Core is like most of the skills that people base their build around, and basic skills to generate have a 17% chance to fully restore your primary resource. That's really, really good. And if you guys have a build that you're super mad that you can't solve your resource issues on, 17% chance, or like a 1 in 5 chance to go back to full is huge. So this is just one example. I don't know what they all are. I guess we're just going to have to figure it out. But going to have certain combinations of these things to make your character way stronger. They have certain colors attached to them, and some of them like can be socketed in any color. We're going to have to figure out the optimal combinations for every build. I think there are ways to add a color into the certain jewelry slots that they discussed. So we'll have to figure out the exact right strategies on how to min-max and getting the right colors in the sockets on your jewels, and how to farm exactly the ones that you need. So let me show you a video here, and let me show you one critical issue that I think with this season theme. If I could give one piece of feedback, just watch this real quick. Here's a malignant person. He dies. On-death explosion. Why are on-death explosions a thing in video games? In any video game, I don't know, but we'll talk about that in another video. Malignant heart. Click. Okay. Okay, now he's a super bad guy. Okay. He's got his friends. We're attacking him. We're scared. We kill him. Eventually, we're a level 5 barb, so we're not very strong. Dead. Then we have the caged heart. And then this is how you fight them. They die. They resurrect. You kill them again, and then you get like the legendary power. The problem here for me when I see this gameplay, I don't know if this is going to be how it is on live, is this kind of thing is exactly what I don't like to do, kind of. So when I'm going through a dungeon, I like to just delete the dungeon. I try to min-max my character, kill this elite pack, move. The whole idea of kill, wait for a non-death explosion, activate the event, wait 6 seconds. By this time, I've already cleared the whole room. One monster spawns. Kill him. Then pick up a thing. To me, it's just all very slow. To me, it interrupts the flow of things. Another thing that's going to be a huge question mark is, what's the XP for that going to be like? Killing an elite is whatever, 7 times more valuable than a trash mob. What about killing a malignant elite? Is it going to be worth it for me to sit there and wait for him to spawn, kill him, and then move on? This is my video, so I'm giving you my feedback on this. To me, it feels very slow. This is an ARPG. You're supposed to build a build that just deletes it. Maybe some people don't mind. To kill him, click, he spawns, kill him again, pick it up, and then go forward. If they could reduce like the whole time for the whole encounter to happen, I would like it a lot more. Or if they could just be malignant or something, and you get lucky, it's like a treasure drop. You get a malignant monster and you just kill him. I would strongly prefer that. That's like my piece of feedback in watching what they showed in the blog. Now, to show you something, there are things called invokers, which will let you in these malignant tunnels, which had a very, very interesting joke about that I won't repeat on the live stream. You can choose essentially which color you would like to get the drop pool from. And this is essentially a way to help you target farm the power that you're actually looking for. So you can see there's these two boils he's going to go for. He's going to make a choice. Okay, well, I want this one. I want the do I want brutal or wrathful? Okay, well, I'll go for brutal, and then it turns blue, and then you kill the guy, and then you get the blue thing. Okay, so that's nice. It's nice to get the target farming there. I'm glad that they thought that through. I'm worried about the feeling of it, of how slow it's going to be. I'm also worried about the XP of it. Rax, we don't care about the XP. We just kill monsters and go forward. I understand that. But in the same breath, then people say, why am I level 30 and other people are level 100? Well, other people are level 100 because they might not be engaging as much with the seasonal theme because they get the 3 things that they need and then they ignore it for the rest of the season, which I think is very bad game design. Seen it in other ARPGs where you design something, you use it for 3 days, you get the 3 things you need, and you never use it again. Hard to say. I've never tested it. This is my first time seeing it. It's hard to say without seeing the full list and actually playing it to tell you how it really feels. But that's my concern taking a look at it. So I'm just looking here just to make sure that I'm saying everything right. There's 32 malignant hearts, and there's 4 categories, and there's 3 colors. We talked about that. Here's the boss if you want to see it high up. That's a very terrifying boss there. Okay, so how do seasonal characters work? I already told you this. Remember, you make a new character, you start with absolutely nothing, but you get your map, your altars, and your campaign progress. One thing to note is you will also get the renown for those things, for uncovering the map and the altars. You get the renown. So you'll already start in every zone. You'll have like 2 of the 5 levels completed if you have everything completed before you start. So then it will just be a function of doing enough strongholds and dungeons to do the last 3. It won't be nearly as bad as you did last time. For the waypoints, they said they're only going to give you the waypoints for the major cities. If you complain enough, maybe they'll give you all the waypoints too, and you'll start at level 3. I think some people for the race won't even do the renown. They'll only do the renown to get to level 3 in each zone, which is only 1 more, because then it will give you 1 extra skill point. And it probably just happen naturally from playing anyway. I don't even know if you have to do anything. And you get your mount immediately. That's another thing. So then another question that was asked is, will this seasonal theme, first of all, will it be available in the non-season? No. So then the next question is after season 1 ends, will it transfer to non-season? And the answer is no, not by default, but they reserve the right to add it or parts of it into the game if people really like it. And what they said on the dev stream in a very cute way, without directly saying it, is they don't want the game to turn into Path of Exile, where Path of Exile has a mechanic and it stays, and it has a mechanic and it stays, and as a new player you go in and there's 7,000 mechanics and your brain explodes. They also said it doesn't work also from a power level. They want the seasons to feel powerful, which historically in Diablo 3, the seasons where they released it, where they didn't really give you any power, people hated it. And when they gave you a lot of power, people liked it. It's just the way that it goes. If every single season is very powerful, and then you implement a million mechanics that make you a lot more powerful, well, you end up with an endgame like D3, where you hit for 10 trillion damage, which they want to avoid like crazy. So by default, seasonal themes, the powers that come from it, will not automatically carry over. But they said if anything works really well and they can find a way to do it, then it will. So it's going to be based upon feedback. Season journey. Okay, so we talked about this a lot. We had an in-depth look at this about the season journey and the battle pass. They're only available on season, by the way. Out of the 90 tiers in the battle pass, 27 of them are free and 63 of them are paid, that's sad. I don't really like that. I don't really like that ratio, but it is what it is. Everything in the Battle Pass is cosmetics. So if you pay money, you only get cosmetics. We were looking at ways, we're actually theory crafting in Paint at a big diagram of ways to make it pay to win. And we concluded that you really can't do it. The reason why is there's little tokens, I can't remember what they're called. There's little tokens that you turn in. I think you get 20 of them to get extra powers. They're free, but they also have an increasing level requirement. So it goes, you got to get 40 for the first one, and I don't know, 43 and 46 or whatever it is, all the way to the top. And you can skip tiers with money. But if you skip tiers with money, you can't get the things that make you more powerful without also leveling up. And there's no way to pay to level up, unless you go on Diablo 2 JSP and pay someone to level you. So unless I'm missing something, and we looked at it for a while, there isn't really a way to pay to win. You can't get stronger by paying money. The way it would have been able to do it is by paying money for this. And you can pay money for this, but you can't use them until you get the required level. It doesn't do you any good to pay for something that you can't use. Another thing that Adam said is if there arises a scenario that where it is pay to win, people find a way to make it win, they will, or pay to win, they will change it. So they committed on that one. So I couldn't find a way. We were looking at some loopholes, couldn't find a way, and if they do find a way, they're going to close it. So one thing about the seasonal journey that's different here than in Diablo 3 is, well, you have the different chapters, you complete the objectives, and it gets harder and you get better rewards. Okay, anybody understands that, even if you never played Diablo 3. It makes sense. But one nice thing about it is if you look down here, if there's 9 objectives, you only have to do 7 of them. You don't ever have to do all of the objectives here. Where's my phone at? I'll go look later. Sorry for the ding. You don't have to do all of them, because in any particular chapter, you might come across something that you really hate. For example, some of you may hate to PvP. Well, one of the objectives might be kill somebody in PvP. Well, if you don't like to PvP, that might literally dissuade you from even doing the season journey. So there's a couple that you can skip in some of these tiers, so you don't have to feel like Blizzard is telling you what you have to do. You can, in some ways, play your own way. There's an example. There are 90 levels of the Battle Pass. Here's how it starts. You can see the first little smoldering ash. That's what it's called, smoldering ash. You could pay whatever you want to unlock all of these, but this requires you to be level 40, and it goes up. It's 100 at the end of the road. So you could buy and unlock them all, but you don't get to use it until you're this level. So should be a decent system. It's not clear to me how to game that system. If you can think of a way, post it in the comments. I will read it. And here's the 27 free and the 63 paid. That's the way that it is. Again, it's all cosmetic. If you pay money in the Battle Pass, you don't get any strength. 0. You have to play the game to get the smoldering ashes. That's really the only way to get stronger. Everything else is cosmetics. I have a list here of things that I wanted to make sure that I mention. So pardon me, but let me go through the checklist and make sure that I hit everything. I talked about the Helltide uniques, about specifically farming it. By the way, the person that said they found a grandfather, the world's first grandfather, in a Helltide chest, opening it, you lied to us, unless you found it in like a Helltide event thing. Patch is the 18th, big mega patch, big changes. Who knows who's going to be good or bad? Going to have to do a big analysis on that. The launch of the season is on the 20th. The Battle Pass and the Season Journey are seasonal only. No way to pay to win there. Okay, I'm reading this one thing. Okay, 27.3, 63 paid. We talked about that. Smoldering Ashes gives you buffs with the increasing required level. Shouldn't be pay to win. Remember to log in after the 18th on your main character to unlock the map and unlock the altars for all your characters. I know that's annoying. I know it's embarrassing that Blizzard can't just code it themselves. Okay, but let's just log in and then we're done. I forgot one thing. I'm glad I made this list. They addressed several concerns that people have been having, and they said that they're working on it. They said stash space. They understand. They're working on several things to fix it. They said from an engineering perspective, it's actually harder than you might think than just adding a stash tab. They have, besides that, they have other ideas. Like, for example, we're about to pick up 32, whatever these things are called, Malignant hearts or whatever. That's just more stash space. They're working on a way to fix it. Maybe they'll have like a season tab where you keep the season mechanics if there's something like that. They said they heard it loud and clear. They agree. They said they've been playing the game. They can feel it too. And they're working on a fix. They say it's not something they can fix in 5 seconds, but they said that they're going to fix it. So stash space is something that they said. They said they understand how it's so annoying to reset Paragon one by one. I don't know if this is, I think this is a part of the season journey or the battle pass or either one. I can't remember. But you get a scroll of amnesia. And what that will do is one time on your character, you can wipe your character, the skills and the full Paragon board, and start fresh. Is that better than just giving me a reset button on my Paragon board? No, but remember, this doesn't cost any gold, the scroll of amnesia. So they're going to give you a reset, which is nice because in some of the, like the Maxroll guides, for example, I say, okay, up to 80 or whatever, maybe play Whirlwind and farm and then respec at the end game Hoda build, and here's a new Paragon board. Scroll of amnesia, plug in the things. It costs you nothing. So maybe, I don't know. I thought they said we can only get one of them, but maybe we can get more than one, and that would be nice. Sieves and things don't automatically transfer over. They could if they feel like it. Another thing that they said, they're just telling us that they're listening. People said, okay, you gave us teleport to Nightmare Dungeons. Great, thank you. But you messed it up. Instead of teleporting us into the dungeon and skipping a load screen, you gave us an extra load screen. We teleport to the dungeon, okay, load screen, we're outside the dungeon. Then you click on the door and then you're in the dungeon. There are things to consider, like if on hardcore you could die to Pikachu, which is the lightning bolt. I call it Pikachu. Lightning bolt, the shield, or the flame thing that follows you around, or the flame that spawns onto you, or the shade, what's that stuff called? The dark shade stuff that can kill you. Maybe if you lag and you go, they put you in the dungeon, you're going to die, and the hardcore people are going to riot. I mean, these are valid concerns. So maybe they give you stasis, or they port you in with a little tiny bubble in the door and you're safe, and then you go. Whatever. They said that they heard it. They said that they're talking to engineers. They said this is the way that they could make the fix instantly. Another thing that they said, I don't know why they would say this if they didn't mean it. They said, whenever we talk about a major change with our engineers, when we sit down with the team, the first question that they always ask is, can we implement it now? And sometimes they say, we can implement it now, but it's not going to be as good as if you give us a lot of time to fix it. So, for example, this is a case where they should have done it. Any kind of teleport is way better than nothing. But they're listening about how they could fix it in the future. It honestly gives me a lot of faith, if I'm being completely honest. And that's it. I've covered everything that I think I wanted to cover. If I missed anything, guys, a lot of people watching the blog, let me know. Just go ahead and post in the comments. If you have a godly comment, I'll pin it to the top in case I missed something. Final thing I want to tell you. People seem really interested in what I think. Did this meet my expectations? Well, first of all, I would have to see the patch notes. The patch notes on the 18th are going to probably have way more to do with people's fun than this one little seasonal theme. The balance changes, the new uniques, the new builds that are opening up, how it feels to play the game is going to matter more than killing a boss or two and picking up some legendary gems that are going to disappear in a few months, in my opinion. In general, I would say I'm very in the middle here. This is not the greatest announcement I've ever heard in my life. I don't think it's terrible either. I can tell already from this little picture, stuff like this will make a huge impact on players' builds. And I know historically from covering Diablo 3 for so many seasons that when your character feels good to play, if you feel powerful, people will forgive a lot. They'll forgive a lot. So if you get 3 of these, it might be really good. I don't know, this is like a level 2 one or something. They go up. So maybe they get really powerful. They said it was like game breaking, but they also said it would be fun. You're asking my opinion, so I'm going to give it to you one more time. I think that 6-second delay is just utter garbage. For me, it kills my momentum. Don't give me infinite fury on my whirlwind barb and then make me wait 6 seconds after I've already cleared the room for the elite to spawn so I can pick up one thing. If you make me do that, I'm gonna hate it very quickly. That's my opinion. If you only fix that about it, already my opinion of it would go up. And the rest of it, honestly, a lot of people like to have these super polarizing opinions without full information. We don't have full information. I've never tried it. I have no idea what all the full powers are. I don't know what the full possibilities of it are. So I'm really not sure. But if they're worth doing, makes you really powerful, and for the love of God, if they don't make me wait 6 seconds to kill the damn monster, I think it can be pretty good. Is this bigger than the biggest Diablo 3 seasons as they promised? I don't know. Maybe not really. Maybe tied with it. I'm not really sure. But that's not really important. Diablo 3 is in the past. We're going forward with Diablo 4. Anyway, that's my summary. A much more important video that I will give you is on July 18th. I'm going to cover these patch notes in detail. And by the way, tomorrow, my characters are 100, 100, 100, 193. Tomorrow it will be 100. I leveled every class to 100. I tried all of the best builds in the game already. I have played Bone Spear. I have seen Infamous. I haven't played it, but I've seen it. I played Bone Spirit for a little bit. I played Whirlwind. I played Hoda. I played Upheaval when it was the best build in the game, and then they nerfed the crap out of it. I played Rend. Double Swing sucks, but I played it. I played Tornado Druid. I played Pulverized Druid. Haven't played Shred. I should probably play Shred. I played Ice Shards. I played Firewall. I played Chain Lightning. You get I played a bunch of rogue stuff. You get it. I played a lot. So when this patch comes out, I'm going to do a big analysis on what I think is going to shift and how it's going to feel to play. It's going to make a huge, huge difference on how the game shapes up. The builds are the most important thing. And maybe even these uniques and legendary aspects, even though we didn't get too many of them, maybe I'm just a crybaby and I wanted more because I want more builds. That combined with these crazy gems, we might get some really, really insane builds in the next few months that just are, I don't know, they just delete everything. We're going to theory craft it. It's going to be fun. I would like to know what you guys thought. What's your honest opinion? How does your opinion compare to mine? Do you think I'm just a dumb idiot in a blue hoodie? Well, you'd be right, but what do you think about it? Let me know. I'm going to be streaming every day. I'm going hardcore now. After I finish this, I'm going to go hardcore. I'm going to go SSF and start figuring things out. I got to unlock everything on hardcore, and then on season, I'm going to go hardcore as well. They haven't announced like any races or any prizes or anything, but I don't need that kind of motivation to blast. We'll go anyway. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.